Hey, what's going on, everybody? Hope you're having a good evening. Today I'm going to be talking about Junior Guzman. I know you guys have a lot of questions. I've noticed throughout my videos, you guys have left a lot of comments and questions, about the store owner and the young lady behind the sex tape and, the other young gentleman that went to Dominican Republic. So, I'm trying to see who else comes on the live and has any questions. Me personally, I visited around where he passed and also his memorial pictures. It was really an overwhelming feeling. I wasn't able to light any candles because at that time they already had cleaned everything up and stuff. But I light candles for him in my house somewhere I live and stuff like that. But I know a lot of y'all, you know, agree and disagree on whether the store owner is responsible for what happened. Me personally, I think that the store owner could have did a lot, a lot more than what he actually did at the time that the incident occurred. I think that he could have protected Junior in the sense of knowing him for a long period of time. Like he said, he knew Junior for years and he was always a good kid and not a troublemaker or anything. But when I watched the video, I noticed that Junior tried to jump over the counter to hide, but the store owner made it seem like he was trying to steal something. So that kind of story is a little iffy. And the store owner also said that he tried to call the police, which he never did because here in New York, they don't keep you on the phone for no 4 minutes. Within 4 minutes, they're able to track down where you at, and they would have been there. They practically would have saved his life. But it was a sad situation, As y'all got to see on the surveillance, the footage in the store, you see the about 4 or 5 suspects walk inside the store and literally go behind the counter, and you see the store owner, allowing this to take place, for them to drag Junior out. And then you see him making hand signals, like he was like get him out of here type. So in no shape, form, or way he tried to help Junior at all. He could have did a lot more, but instead he really didn't do anything. And I'm sure y'all know about that. You know, um, the other suspect that went to Dominican Republic, we haven't heard about him since then. He flew to Dominican Republic and he went to his family's house, the Asosa kid, and instead of them arresting him, they made it seem like they did arrest him and they brought him back and police took him into custody and blah 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 blah. I really don't believe none of that BS. I do believe that they have him under witness protection and they use him as testimony. Eventually he's gonna have to testify. And the NYPD they just want to make sure they don't look bad. Because if you think about it, at first they had 5 suspects, and suddenly they had 12. So in order for the officials to have that type of information, they would have needed it from somebody that was a part of what took place when Junior got killed. So apparently now they have 12 and they're saying there's 5 or 6 more. I do believe that the young girl, Stephanie, is behind Junior's death. She should be held accountable. As far as this Jason kid that was his friend asking for $5. I mean, there's just a lot of different scenarios to the story. I could just try to pinpoint what I, you know, think happened in the sense of like, okay, if this Jason kid did ask for the $5, how do we know if this Jason kid isn't involved in this gang? How do we know that he didn't have a issue with any of these gang members? when they came to retaliate, because that's just the way it seems. I remember hearing that Junior was around the incident that took place with a kid that I got stabbed in the eye or something. So, you know, we don't know if this Jason kid is a part of that stuff, or maybe during the time he went to meet Jason, they seen the Trinitarios seen Jason and seen Junior with them, and probably Jason ran and they just went after Junior, and killed him. As far as mistaken identity, I don't know. I highly doubt that. I've seen too many different videos. I did see the kid that also was in the sex tape with Stephanie and his friend during that time, which he should be held accountable because it's illegal to have a sexual act with a minor, even if he was young. So a lot of bits and pieces have disappeared in thin air, and as time goes by, it's like, if people don't raise those type of questions and ask those type of questions, there's not going to be any answer. The district attorney, they're definitely trying to fire these suspects. And at the same time, they all pleading not guilty, but they all have legal aids. I believe there's only one suspect that has a paid lawyer, and he stated that his client was there. Sorry. He stated that his client was there, but his client didn't touch Junior and didn't harm him. At the end of the day, it's conspiracy. He knew what was going to happen. The way he ran out the car made him look like he was going to do something to Junior. So he put himself there. Then most likely they're going to charge him as if he did something. Just because he knew what was going to happen, he was in one of the vehicles where other suspects committed a crime, and that's just how it is. The law is definitely going to fry these guys. I doubt that they ever going to see daylight. And them pleading not guilty makes them look even worse about this whole thing. So, justice for Junior, God bless him. I know he's in a better place. Definitely, lost his life at a really young age. And, hopefully they can get this gang out of the street and, make changes. I know that the store is not going to reopen. Instead, they're going to turn it into like a place for the youth to go, like a recreation center where kids can go and play and stuff like that. It's just sad that it took for Junior to die for people to wake up and want to make a change. And, I know a lot of people in general are upset because, kids have been dying all over the place and their stories never heard and nobody ever speaks for them, of all ages and all types of different states. What touched a lot of people about Junior's case is that he was slaughtered on camera, and it caught the public's attention because social media is taking over everything. Nowadays it's hard for anyone to cover any types of bits and pieces because the information is going to come out. People have ways of putting it out there. So, you can't cover you can't cover the truth anymore. I know that the NYPD is trying to do their best, but at the same time, they can't be misinforming people. They got to give them, the honest answer. They got to bring the Stephanie girl, to face judgment, and they also got to bring the Sosa kid. It's only right, what I'm saying, that they both face time also, but instead they under witness protection, and they're going to be used to continue to crack down on the Trinitario gang. So this is crazy, but it's sad. At the same time, Jennifer Lopez is thinking of starring in a movie after Julian Guzman's death, which is, really upsetting because he just died, I'm saying, about a month ago. I actually visited uh, the area where he died. I personally lost a friend around where he died. He was shot in the head, um, and it was a sad tragedy. The way he died over jealousy and envy. You know, hey brother, Da, how you doing? Thanks for tuning in. You know, I lost a friend around there also. So a lot of people do get upset because they say, sorry, they say, justice for Junior, but they also want justice for their loved ones. So I completely understand. People have lost a lot of loved ones over gun violence and violence, period. And nothing is ever going to change. We're all dependent on the Lord to help us and protect us. But at the same time, we got to protect ourselves. We got to get unite together. It shouldn't be, blacks against Spanish or, blacks against whites and whites against blacks. And no, until we don't get together and unite together and stand up for what's right, it's never going to end. Who do you think continues to put the drugs out there? Who do you think puts the guns out there? They do gun buses, they do drug buses. What do you think? They store these things and burn them? No, they put them right back out there. It's all about ranks and quotas. If you've been in the streets and you've lived that type of life, you would know. You would know. They'll give you more years for selling drugs than you actually killing somebody nowadays. So people need to wake up and stop going against each other and take Junior's experience and every other victim's experience that they've been through in life and, try to learn from it. Protect your kids, be better parents, and guide them the right way. You know what I mean? You don't have to be with the the opposite person. You don't have to be with the mother of your kid or you don't have to be with the father of your kid to co-parent and come together. You know what I'm saying? As one to protect the kid and give them the best advice. And it could just be any random kid in the street. You know what I'm saying? Like I always been easy to talk to. So and I always give kids the best advice that I can. I grew up the oldest of 6 kids. So it was strict for me. My mom didn't play them games. Everything was tough love and discipline. And that's why I've been blessed to never really get in any type of trouble or have to rob and steal and, do things I wasn't supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? But I just want people to eliminate the hate and the grudge and the racism. Like doesn't mean anything. God made us all in his own image, you know? Junior passed away and a lot of other victims have passed away. And it's a cycle that's just gonna continue. Until we don't get together and unite and have love for one another and respect for one another, it's just gonna continue. There might be another victim just like Junior out there, you know? And I know his mother is really devastated about it, you know? It's really sad. No? You can't imagine what it feels like to lose a 15-year-old son or lose any child of yours. This didn't have to happen in Junior. The store owner could have done more. He definitely could have done more by protecting Junior. He didn't have to use that bullshit excuse of, oh, I thought he was coming to steal something. He jumped over the counter and I tried to save him. And then, a lot of people keep saying, oh, he didn't have license for a firearm. Like, we know he did. We know he damn well did. We know he didn't call the police. He stood on the phone for 4 minutes calling the police when we all seen the footage. Who did he call? He didn't call anybody. He just let him get killed. And then after Junior was stabbed, they was instructing them and giving them directions to run to the hospital. Instead of trying to save him, they're pointing at where the hospital is. You know what I'm saying? I've been around that area. Like I said, I grew up around that area. Junior had to like really run, like with him bleeding and all the wounds that he had from being stabbed, and then to get to the hospital, like, and losing all that air, like, it's just ridiculous. It's just one long street. It's not like streets, it's one really long street. You know what I'm saying? And then what pisses me off is the people that were recording all of this stuff. You know, everybody's recording from their windows. Okay, you know, I understand that they have footage, but do you know how many people were recording what was going on to Junior? And do you understand that none of them called the cops? None of them. None of them. No one called the police at all. You did not see the police at the crime scene where it happened until after Junior had died. You know, so recording it and not doing anything about it, it could have been me, it could have been you, it could have been anybody. That's exactly what would happen. If something was to happen to you, you think they're gonna dial 911? No, they're gonna record it. They're gonna put it on Facebook, Instagram, you know, all this BS. You know what I'm saying? That's why I've never been a social media addict. You know, if I see something happening to somebody, most likely I'm gonna get involved, especially if it's a child or a woman, because me personally, I've always been against domestic violence. And I don't play that BS. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, brother, mind control. Absolutely mind control. That's exactly what they're using. They're trying to control us. They're trying to mislead us. Just look at the media. I had made a video with the African American lady that works for the district attorney when a reporter asked her about if the sex tape had anything to do with Junior's death, and she looked right behind her to the chief of police, and then she turned back around and answered, "No, it didn't have anything to do with it. It was just social media. It didn't play a part." But thereafter, she started talking about that she runs a witness protection program and that, you know, anybody that comes forward will be protected. So, you know, most likely that Stephanie girl and that Sosa kid came forward, started talking, and now they're being protected. You know, they can hide their identity, but you know, their image will always be there. You know, and they got to deal with God one day. You could run from everything you want to, but you can never run from God. They were under mind control before and stuff like that. Absolutely. So I want to get you guys' opinion. You guys can tell me what y'all think about, you know, this Junior case and these suspects. And what do you think the store owner should have did? That's what I want to know. What you think the store owner should have did? Do you think that this sex tape plays a part in Junior's death? Do you think that this Jason kid is just a mysterious kid, or do you actually believe that Junior was on his way to meet him to give him $5? It just doesn't make no sense to have Junior to have to wake up his mom for $5 at 9 something at night to take it out. It just doesn't make no sense. Why didn't this Jason kid come himself and pick up the money? You know, Junior's mother said there was always food in the house. You know how us minority people are. You know how us blacks and Hispanic people are. We always got food. Shit, we gotta eat. He should have locked the door and called 911. Exactly. He sure have. I'm telling you, I was there. I passed by that store hundreds of times. Hundreds. That hospital, I've been to the hospital hundreds of times. You know what I'm saying? I'm actually in the Bronx. I don't live too far from there. I really don't. The store owner could have did a lot more instead of just standing there and watching this whole entire thing take place. You see him. You see him going like this. Like, get him out of here, get him out of here. That's what he was telling the suspects when they were dragging him out. But then he turns around and says he tried to help Junior. Come on now. They bullshit. And then we come to find out that he's not even the store owner. That the building manager is the one that actually owns that store, which he could never own a store again. He could never. His license uh, or suspended for good. That just like someone running in your house. Yeah, I mean, someone running in your house. Normally when they're banging on your door, especially if you know them. See, that's the thing. The store owner knows Junior. See, if somebody come banging on your door and you know who they are, you're gonna open, right? I'm sure you would open. If it's somebody around the neighborhood, especially this guy said he knew Junior since he was young. So if you know somebody that young, if you knew a 15-year-old that you know that's a good kid, that never got into any kind of trouble, was banging on the door asking for help, you're not gonna leave him out there. You're gonna open it. What you gonna do when you open the door? You're gonna lock that shit right behind him. You're not gonna open the door and leave it. Let every other suspect. They shit. If he's telling you, hey, these guys are following me, they want to hurt me, like Junior told the store owner, they're trying to hurt me, they're trying to harm me. You're gonna lock the door. You're not gonna open it. They could bang, and what's the next thing you're gonna do? Call the police. You're not gonna stand there and record everything that's going on. You're gonna call the police, but I'm just saying we're old fashioned. You was born in the '80s. You would have more common sense. This generation now, everything is about Facebook and trying to seek attention. So it really does bother me a lot. You know what I'm saying? I spent about 3 hours around that area. It would always affect me. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't sleep for days after I knew that happened because I have a 15-year-old myself. You know, if me personally, you can't blame it on every gang member, but after what happened, I'm sure that the NYPD is targeting everybody. Everything you do, everything you say on social media is being watched. You could be a target. You know what I'm saying? I remember there was one guy that we had seen on here that he was with the Trinitarians and he was speaking up about it and he was stating how the gang is not like that and how he's against it and stuff. I mean, who knows? He could be right. You know, but at the end of the day, two wrongs don't make a right. And it still looks bad. It looks really bad on them. Brother DA, most likely those stores had guns, why they didn't use them. That's a good question, Brother DA. That's the same thing I'm saying. Come here. It's Mom Messon's bed. All right, Papi, I'm coming. I'm coming. 1 second. Come on. Come on. Yeah, no. Come on, Papi. Come on. Come on, be nice. Be nice. I'm sorry about that. My son, he's a handful, but you know I love him. But getting back to what I was saying, what's good? Rose TV. Hey, how you doing? Finest Jules. Hey, peace and blessings to everybody, man. I really appreciate y'all tuning in. I was asking a few questions, as far as the junior case, and I just want to know what's your guys' opinion on the store owner. What do you think he should have had done more to save Junior? You know what I mean? Thanks. Thanks. What do you guys think that the store owner could have done to save Junior? You know, should have closed the door. I mean, he should have had closed the door, but at the same time, when you see Junior running in and he's trying to jump over the counter, well, Junior did tell him that they were after him, and I agree. To be honest with you, I couldn't disagree with you. Fine as Jules. I think they could have done more as far as maybe locking the door. No, and Rose TV, I agree with you. I definitely agree with you guys because when Junior was coming in trying to jump over the counter, he got over the counter. The store owner kept him down. I think at that present moment, the store owner could have went around the counter and prevented the suspects from coming in. Absolutely, or got in the way. He has a license for a firearm. Definitely does. He has. You know what I'm saying? He definitely does. He has a license for a firearm. You know what I mean? He could have got in the way. He didn't have to act like he didn't know what was going on. He said he knew Junior since Junior was a kid. He said he knew his mother, his sister, his brother. He stated that he didn't see Junior for 6 months. I mean, I walked around it. The store is literally, you could say, about a block and a half from that area. Literally. It's not even that far. You know what I'm saying? So I don't believe that that was the first time in 6 months that Junior was in that store. I do believe that he was in that store before. But the store owner just wants to cover his ass to save his ass, and now he doesn't have a job. You know what I'm saying? I want to know what you guys think about the sex tape with the Stephanie chick. Do you guys think that the sex tape really plays a part in Junior's death? Because the district attorney disagrees. The district attorney believes that Junior's death, you know, had had nothing to do with the sex tape. I made a video before on my channel about it. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, the district attorney, uh, she looked behind when the reporter asked her if the sex tape had anything to do with Junior's death. She looked behind at the chief of police, and then like the body language, just set it off. She turned back around. She was like, "No, I didn't have anything to do with Junior's death." We all know it did. We seen. Like, am I lying? I mean, y'all all seen. The sex tape does play a part. Where is this Stephanie girl at? If it's one thing that I'm not gonna stop doing is bringing her ass up. I I'm gonna be honest. I met somebody the day that I went to visit where Junior passed away. I I met somebody that I was talking to for maybe like 2 or 3 hours while I was there, and she stated to me that she knows the foster parents of this Stephanie girl that's behind Junior's death. She's a foster parent. A foster child. For those that don't know, she's a foster child. She doesn't live with her real mom. She's a foster child. You understand? She was a troubled child growing up. Her mother doesn't have her, and there's an order of protection out on her real dad. Yeah, she was in the police program. But to be honest with you, all we know about this Stephanie girl is the sex tape. There's no pictures of her being in the program. There's no pictures of her doing any type of special activity. There's nothing about Stephanie. Nothing at all. It's like they just like completely eliminated the fact that she played the part. Why Jason haven't spoken? That's a good question. Where the hell is Jason? I had a kid last year, beheaded by on my block, 15 years old Dominican as well. Never got justice. Wow. Sad, man. MS-13 is definitely another gang that's just crazy, man. You know, rest in peace to that kid, man. Finding his jewels, man. I'm really sorry to hear that. As far as Jason, all we know is that he sent a text asking for $5. Now, Junior's mother has stated that there's always food in the house. They also stated that they're good friends, right? So for the viewers, you and I know if you're a good friend of mine, it could be 9 at night, 10 at night, 11 at night. If you are hungry, and if you text me asking me for money, ain't no way how I'm going outside. First of all, if you really that hungry, you would come over. And another thing that I want to pinpoint, they said that I'm telling you, there's a lot of different stories, man. Do you guys remember when they said that Junior didn't want to run back upstairs to where he lived? You know, doesn't that raise a question? Like honestly, you know, they say that he ran blocks and he was being chased, and you know, he didn't want to go upstairs because they would have knew where his mother and sisters and them lived. Like this whole thing sounds really strange, man. It's like you just you will break your head really thinking about what really happened. I do believe there's gonna be justice as far as the suspects going to jail, but I don't think that the full entire story is ever really gonna come out. Where the hell is Jason? All we know is that he asked for $5. That's all we know. Junior's mother has stated that um her and Jason went to the hospital together. We haven't heard crap about him. What is he? The witness protection also? Is the $5 true? Yeah, the $5 story is true. But the question is, was the $5 for Jason or was it for Stephanie? Because this is what I'm saying. If this Jason kid was his best friend, a good friend of his, at 9:40 at night, don't you think that this kid would have came over? If you up at 9:40, let me tell I'm just being honest. If you was 15 years old and you had a friend that your mother really got along with and texts you and tells you that they're hungry, you were trust me, if you grew up around the era, if you grew up in the 80s, you know not to wake up your mother and ask her for no $5 to take it outside. Because you would have got your ass whooped. Point blank. Like my mom, after 9 o'clock, the doors were locked. It just wasn't gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? Now, this Jason kid, if he was really that hungry, he should have came over. Because around our era, growing up, you know, our mother sleeping, we probably would have had our friend come over. Hold on. I'm sorry, guys. My son. You know, as far as the $5 situation, this Jason Kidd does play a big part. He's just a mysterious kid. Where the hell is he? They protecting him too? Who knows? To be honest with you, say the Sosa kid, say you exclude him. Say they are looking for him, right? Say they are looking for Sosa. Say they do have him in custody. This Jason, how do we know if this Jason kid is not the one telling on all these other suspects? Just think about it. They gotta be using this Jason kid for something. He hasn't been brought to the light. All we know is that he asked for $5. That's all we know. And that he was supposedly a friend. But to me, it seems like a friend he put in danger. Because, okay, Jason called him for the $5 and he came out, you understand? And then suddenly these Trinitarios saw them in the street and chased them and, you know, killed them, stabbed them to death. You know, there has to be something behind that because I was able to hear that Junior was with someone when another Trinitarian member was stabbed in the eye. Literally. So being that Junior was there when this other kid got stabbed, maybe it was retaliation. You know, at the end of the day, this Jason kid plays a part. You know, they using him for something. They gotta be using him for telling. I can guarantee you they're using this Jason kid for telling. The Sosa kid, maybe he is in custody. Who knows? Because it would be hard not to. It would be really hard to cover up the fact that he's in witness protection when we all see him with the black hat walking with the suspect. So I do believe that Jason's working with the NYPD, and I do believe that he is telling. He is talking. Jason is the one talking. He's the one telling everything. He's the one saying the stuff. The sex tape has nothing to do with it. He's the one pointing out the suspects that killed Junior. Besides the 5, the other 7 more. He's the one talking. He's definitely the one talking. There's no ifs or buts about it. Not at all. I would not put it past. I heard Junior's mother say that this Jason kid told her the story and told her what happened. How does he know so much? Didn't he just ask for $5 to eat? Then they try to say that Stephanie, the young girl, was the one that asked for the $5. Now, like I said, I lived around that area. There's no trains around there. You would have to walk your ass off. The nearest train is the Metro North. And the nearest train besides that is it's like 10, 15 long blocks to a train called the D train. If you're from New York, you would know. So whether the money was for something to eat or for the train, it was all a setup. It set Junior up. You know, maybe the Trinitarios saw Jason and saw that Jason was with Junior, couldn't catch up to Jason, and decided to harm Junior. You know how it is in the streets. If they can't catch you, they're gonna catch someone close to you. I don't think it was a mistaken identity. I really don't think. Mistaken identity just it doesn't make any sense. To chase a kid through blocks and blocks and blocks and mistaken him. These guys knew who they were coming after. They knew. This Jason kid either is a Trinitario or is behind a lot of things that have happened in the past that he wasn't supposed to be up to. They try to say at one point that Junior was a Trinitario himself, that he was down with the gang. You know, there's a million and one stories. Like I said, we're never gonna get the full story. We're gonna find out about the suspects and them doing time and them never getting out of jail. And that's only for a matter of time because once they get to Rikers Island, Once they get upstate, it's over. Yeah, so I'm sorry about that. But I do believe that this Jason Kidd is being protected by the witness protection program, and this whole story is all switched up. It's sad, but it's true. We're never gonna we're never gonna get the right answer to what happened to Junior. Too many people being covered and protecting Jason and the Sosa kid that went to Dominican Republic. Those three right there, they've just suddenly disappeared. You got 12 suspects that are pleading not guilty, smiling in court, dancing in court, being very disrespectful. Like, I don't think they don't even speak English. I think maybe one of them speaks English or two of them. They don't even understand what not pleading not guilty means. But soon they're gonna find out. But what do you guys think about this Jason Kidd? Do you guys agree with me? Do you think that this Jason Kidd um, is behind everything that happened? Do you think that the sex tape has a lot to do with what's going on? I think and they are just setting the stage for the main event. Something big is about to happen. Brother DA. Rob could be, man. Definitely could be. No matter how we put it, it's just ridiculous. Justice is never going to be served at all. Maybe for the suspects that are going to go to prison practically the rest of their life. But as far as the Sosa kid and the Stephanie chick and this Jason kid, I don't know. In other countries, they probably would have hung them by now. Yeah, Jason does know what's going on. The only thing that we've heard about Jason is the $5. Name another time that you heard about this Jason kid and anything. Just name another time where you heard about this Jason kid besides those $5. Name another time. No, nobody will have any answers for that at all. Too many people are scared to talk. And the ones that are scared to talk are the ones behind everything. Because it's people like me and other YouTubers that actually stand up and speak. Like, we're the voice for Junior. The ones that comment, the ones that subscribe, the ones that are YouTubers that are a voice. We're the ones that are speaking up for Junior. The minute we stop and we forget this story, that's what they want. The government, the NYPD, everyone wants us to just get over it and move on with our lives. They're going to do whatever they can to make us forget about Junior. They're going to keep his memorial picture up there. They're going to put a his name after a street sign. I'll give it a month or two. They'll just make us forget. They won't make me forget. I don't know. I couldn't even sleep after it happened. I will never forget what happened in Junior, and I'm always going to speak up. And this one thing about me is I'm very consistent. Literally. I'm not putting it past anybody. They all know what happened. The store owner, he deserves to never, ever. Hey, it was good, brother. Yeah, so we're never gonna find out who this junior kid is. It's gonna be impossible for them. I highly doubt they're gonna bring him up again. I just want to know what's your thoughts on it, because I get a lot of comments about what do I think about Jason and what do I think about the store owner? Should he have done more? What he could have did to help Junior. People ask me about the Stephanie chick and that sex tape. So I just wanna know what you guys think about it. There's only so much that I can say, because all I could give you is the honest truth and my honest opinion. That's all I could give you guys. Most importantly, that's what I want to know. Like I said, I met somebody that knows the foster parents of the Stephanie chick, and they said that she's a troubled child. She's just always been a troubled kid. Nobody's really surprised that she would have done something like this. Sad to say. But the generation that we live in now is just ridiculous. These young little girls and these young kids and things that they be doing behind their parents' backs, it's just crazy. And no matter how good of a parent you are, you can't tie your kids down 24/7. You gotta send them to school, you gotta work, you know, you have to live a life also. I mean, why wouldn't they play any 911 calls? Yeah, because there was no 911 calls, Peppa P. There's no 911 calls. Like, the store owner said he was on the phone for 4 minutes. Here in New York, within 4 minutes, they would have been here. They probably would have saved Junior by then. They practically would have caught the suspects. Think about it. From the moment they went in that store, they were supposed to call the cops. No, he's forcing them out with Junior. Like he's telling them to drag Junior out of here. Like he looked at really, really guilty. And he got the nerves to lawyer up. You know what that means when you lawyer up? If he didn't do nothing wrong, why he had to get all these lawyers to speak for him? Why he ain't speak for himself? Who did Junior last talk to on his phone? Well, they say that the last person he spoke to was Jason. When Jason asked him for the $5. But they can't even reveal that. Once the police officials have the the information that they need, they're very iffy about what they're gonna put out in the public and what they're not. It's all strategized. They're not gonna tell us everything. Trust me. I even made a video of Julian's mom at a press conference outside, asking people to speak up and to help her. And it touched me. And that's why I appreciate everybody, all the subscribers, everyone that comments and tunes in, because you guys are showing love for Junior. You actually care about him. But the officials, nah, this is just another case for them. Literally. Really. What's good? To me, for the police officials, this is just another case. They're picking and choosing what the public should know. You know, this Jason kid plays a part, Stephanie with the sex tape, and this other Dominican kid that left to Dominican Republic. What, the next day it happened? Yeah, something was going on with my connection. That's what I'm saying. This whole thing is being controlled. You see how I start talking about Junior and I start, you know, speaking my mind and speaking the truth, and suddenly, mind you, this is a Dell laptop, like one of the newest ones. That has never happened since I got it. Never. And suddenly it freezes. My connection is great. My Wi-Fi is great. So, you know, it just goes to show that somebody is definitely behind this and watching. And that just goes to show that we're being controlled. The media is being controlled. Everything I'm saying is being controlled. And they probably just don't like it. But you know what? I'm gonna keep speaking up until there's justice for Junior. Jason, Stephanie, and the Sosa kid, they need to face justice. They need to face judgment. They need to go to jail. All of them need to go to jail. Point blank. There's no ifs or buts. I'm gonna continue to speak up about Junior. You know, I really don't care. If this stuff, if my computer, my laptop starts acting up, you know what? I'll use my phone. But it really pisses me off that they're trying to, you know, block what I'm saying on here. Talking about reconnecting. There's no need to reconnect my laptop. Oh, it's raining. It's definitely raining. Today there's supposed to be a lunar eclipse also. It's supposed to last an hour and 43 minutes. But I just had to get the word out there and I had to speak my mind. You know, the store owner, Jason, Stephanie, and the Sosa guy, where the hell are they? We haven't really heard much from them. The store owner talk about he was on the phone for 4 minutes. He tried to help Junior. He's a piece of shit. And he's a liar. A pathetical liar. Jason needed $5 for food to eat. Makes no damn sense. The sex tape definitely plays a big part. This Sosa kid that walked in the store and flew to Dominican Republic, responsible. Where the hell are these people? They got the 12 suspects in jail. But what about these 4 other idiots? They're out there somewhere, walking around, being protected. Fucking government. I just wish that people wake up and unite and stop going against each other. Doesn't matter the race. We all bleed the same. We're all freaking human. And we need to start going against each other, or the government is going to continue to mislead us and still some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Pepper Pig, yup. We're already seen enough. And I guess they're going back to what was being, you know, what was being said. But one thing I could tell you is that this video is being watched. Somebody's definitely behind it watching it. I see there's somebody by the name of Geneva, message retracted. You know, these things have never happened. And she actually proved the point there. And now I don't see it. So this is a way to shut us up. But they're not gonna shut me up. Every single day I'm gonna do my best to make a video. And I plan to go back around that area again. Most definitely. But I really appreciate you guys tuning into my live. I'll definitely keep you guys updated on anything else that I hear. I will keep you guys updated. Make sure you guys definitely subscribe. You can share the video and my live streams. You know, I don't do this for subscribers. I only ask for subscribers so they can hear what I gotta say and they can spread the word themselves. I'm not gonna get any out of getting subscribers. I don't get paid for this stuff. I'm not looking to accomplish anything besides justice for Junior and for his mother. You know what I mean? I'll be posting my message because the live was messing up Geneva. Yeah, I was wondering. I was like, you know what? Something happened. Because my live was messing up. Because I guess I'm always talking the truth. There's a video that I made that's almost up to 16,000 views, and a few other videos that I've made that have reached hundreds of views. And I speak the truth, so they're not liking that stuff. They're definitely gonna do whatever it takes to try to, you know, ruin what I gotta say. Now they're keeping the store closed for good. It'll never be a store again. Never, ever. It's gonna actually be a recreation center for kids. It's gonna be a recreation center for kids. Sorry, guys. It's not gonna be anything else. It'll never be a store. Even the person that used to own the store would never be able to open up a store. Definitely, Brother D. I really appreciate it, man. God bless you. Thank you so much for always checking in and tuning in. I really appreciate that a lot. And all my other subscribers, I really do appreciate you. I know you guys, have a lot of other things to do, and for you taking your time, I really appreciate that, and I really value that a lot. I mean, I just gotta speak my mind. It's just something in my heart that God allows me to do, and I'm gonna continue to speak for Junior. There's another court case on October 25th. I'm gonna do my best to show up because I'm not too far from there. I'm from Texas and I love watching the videos. I really appreciate that, Geneva. I really do. Absolutely, Pepper P. And this Malik kid, man, he's really disrespectful. He's very disrespectful, man. Tell me the idiots that we gotta deal with. Can never be serious. I'm from California. Wow. Much love to everybody in California, man, and in Texas. You know, I really do appreciate that. Malik, I mean, right now is no time to be joking. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about Junior, you know what I mean? A 15-year-old kid that was brutally killed here in the Bronx. It's not really to joke about, you know what I'm saying? If you're looking to make somebody laugh, check somebody else's channel out. I mean, I'm definitely not gonna deal with that BS. And neither is any of my subscribers. You know what I mean? Definitely. So Malik, either you're gonna show some type of respect, man, or you know, you're gonna joke around, you're gonna be serious, bro, feel free to watch. If not, then do what you gotta do. But please don't get disrespectful. Have some sympathy for this 15-year-old kid that passed away. I mean, it could have been your cousin, your brother, your nephew. I have a son that's 15 years old, and I couldn't imagine losing him. I mean, Geneva, this case really touched me. I watched all updates. He deserves justice. He definitely deserves justice. I'm gonna go to the next court date on October 25th. I'm definitely gonna go. I mean, they may not be able to let me go inside, but I'll definitely be waiting outside. You know, Junior and his mom, and where Junior used to live is really not too far from where I live. So yeah, October. It's October 25th. So we still got August, September. Still 3 more months. 3 long months to another court date. I mean, we wish it could have been sooner, but I guess they're gathering all the evidence and stuff like that. The suspects pleaded not guilty, so which makes it worse. That is true. I heard something yesterday that they were getting 25. Yeah, they're definitely Malik. All the scumbags who did this to Junior gonna get dealt with on this inside. Yeah, they're gonna get dealt with, of course. Right now here in New York, there's a place where they got them called Rikers Island. But that's just like a jail where they'll be there until they go through trial and stuff like that. But once they go upstate to prisons where there's people doing life in prison, um, yeah, they definitely gonna have an issue. Because remember, Junior was wanted to be a detective. So the correctional officers in other prisons are not gonna mind feeding the suspects to the wolves. Mhm. I found early. Yeah, they definitely should get life. You know, the suspects, once they reach upstate, it's going to be an issue for them. It's going to be a major issue. Because the correctional officers are basically going to feed them to the wolves. They got bigger problems in their hands. I wouldn't want to be them. Right now, you know, they're under protective custody in jail. They're protecting them and keeping them away from other inmates and stuff. But once they go upstate to prisons, then that's when they're gonna have a lot to worry about. But once again, I really appreciate you guys really tuning in to my live stream. Um, I'm really grateful and very appreciated for you guys showing your concerns and showing your support for Junior. You know, justice for Junior. Keep him in your prayers. You know, be safe. You know, protect your family. If you have kids, you know, hug them, kiss them, love them, cherish every moment with them. Because you know, the life that we live in now is just like you just never know. You know, Geneva, I cried with this case. I know they get murdered, but for some reason this one touched us. Yeah, I completely agree with you. I couldn't sleep for days. I couldn't even sleep until I went to visit the place where it happened. Yeah, like Peppa P said, we all saw it. Really traumatizing. Like psychologically, wasn't easy. So this full video still was moving on at the French. Absolutely. I definitely agree. Sad situation. You know, they really could have helped them instead of just watching them. But all we could do now is pray for them. But I'm gonna end this live stream. So I really appreciate you guys tuning in. I'll definitely try to come back on tomorrow.